What's the biggest parenting regret you're too ashamed to say out loud? Most of my memories from living at home consist of getting screamed at and forced to grow up too soon. And by the time I was 9 years old, I was taking care of my two siblings and trying to distract them from our dad wailing on our mom. I always craved an adult figure, a best friend who wouldn't leave me. So my baby girl Amelia was born. Me and my husband made sure she knew that she was a princess. But unfortunately, we spent her 13th birthday in the hospital, because that's when her sister Audrey was born. Up until this point, Amelia saw me as her best friend, and I knew everything about her life. Boy drama, which teacher she hated, all the gossip. But the second Audrey was born, I cried my eyes out, because she had cystic fibrosis with a lifespan of 30 years. Suddenly, life became doctor appointments, medicine plans, and endless physiotherapy sessions. I would spend every evening with Audrey and making sure she was okay. At the time, I knew that Amelia noticed us spending less time together, but I figured that she was old enough to understand, plus my husband was compensating by spending more time with her. And Audrey was around 2 years old when Amelia got her first boyfriend. When she brought him home, I didn't even recognize his name. "Oh, is this Amanda's friend?" I asked, since Amanda was her best friend at the time. "No, Mom, we haven't talked in over a year. She has me blocked on everything." Her voice broke when she said this. It sounded like she was choking up, but before I could say anything else, Audrey started coughing so hard that she began to vomit. So immediately my attention was ripped away from Amelia. It wasn't until I found myself lying awake at 3 a.m. that I started to think about Amelia again. I thought about how her face used to light up as she jumped on the swings in the playground and begged me to push. But now I didn't even know what was going on in her life, who her friends were, what she liked to do for fun. My husband was asleep beside me and I didn't want to wake him up, so I just held his hand while I silently cried into my pillow. I spent the next 2 hours researching how to reconnect. All the mom blogs made it seem so easy. So the next morning when I asked her if she wanted to skip school and spend the entire day with me, I expected her to be thrilled, especially since I was ready to bring her shopping and let her buy whatever she wanted. But that's when reality slapped me in the face. "Don't bother, Audrey probably needs you." Her voice was cold, like she had already given up on me. I felt tears welling up in my eyes, but blinked them away to stay strong. "Honey, are you sure I'll take you to Brandy Melville and give you a budget of $500? "Yes, Mom, I'm sure." She then left for school without saying anything else. Well, the way I saw things, Amelia had around 3 years left at home before she moved out for college, and I wanted her to feel like she had a home to visit. So even though I felt like shade tea, I didn't want to give up. The next day, I picked her up from school, something I hadn't done in years, and drove her to this thrift store in Brooklyn. It was known for having amazing finds, plus I found it on TikTok, so I knew girls her age loved it. She didn't speak to me the entire time, but she spent 2 hours there and the price came out to over $200. I tried to apologize in the car for not being present with her, but at the end of the day, she was just a 15-year-old girl. So when she ignored me, I didn't even take it personally. Over the next few days, I kept picking her up, and we'd drive to cool places that the other moms recommended, and she loved every single one. By the time Friday came, she had updated me on her boyfriend, and I finally knew who she was best friends with. Little did I know, those moments ended up being the calm before the storm. It started small. Audrey would have small coughing fits and mild shortness of breath, pretty much business as usual, but within just 5 days, she was sleeping all the time and coughing all night. It was obvious she was in a lot of pain, and I had no idea what to do. And in just 10 days, my life became the hospital again, spending sleepless nights in a wooden chair not knowing if Audrey was going to live or die. Except this time, it took just 12 hours until she was completely back to normal. It was so freaky that when I woke up, the room was filled with nurses asking me dozens of questions. Were her antibiotics expired? Is her nebulizer working properly? What do you use to clean her equipment? At first, I dismissed them because I was keeping such a close eye on Audrey. I thought nothing would slip by. But I had this nagging feeling in my chest that wouldn't go away. So I decided to check for what the nurses were asking about. And that's when I saw it. In her nebulizer, the machine that turns liquid medicine into a mist for your lungs, there weren't any antibiotics. Instead, it was filled to the brim with water. My heart stopped. No effing wonder. And that's when Amelia walked in. I expected her to be just as shocked as me. But no. Mom, ever since Audrey came into our lives, you're so tired all the time. Take what I did as a favor, and for once don't try to save her. The rest of the full story is on my channel and linked below.